Hey doing YouTube, it's Will from Will Development, and this is my 269th weekly update. So I'm just going to dive right into it because I've got an early morning tomorrow and I don't want to talk all that much today, which almost seems like a joke because I always talk too much and I say that all the time, but this time I really mean it, so I'm just going to breeze through the days and we're going to just jump out of here. Monday was a really good day. It was a PR day for me. It was unintentional, but it did just happen. I ended up getting 5 at 150 for a strict overhead press with a relatively decent range of motion. I went just below the chin. I didn't quite touch it off the collars like I tend to like to, but I've been sort of practicing other stuff where I've been doing just sort of push presses and jerks right off the collar. Just to kind of keep that range of motion still there, but my strict press tends to just kind of be right below the chin and then just blasting right back off. So went through as much footage and my old training logs as I cared to, which was about 2 or 3 of them, other logs, and did not find where I got it. The closest I think I've ever gotten before was 5 at 150 or 4 at 150 and a push press, which was actually me wearing a belt at the time too, and I believe wrist wraps. So that is a very major PR for me. Very happy about that. Tuesday started off as a very rough day and then turned into a good day. It was a rough back day. I woke up, my back was just not in a good mood. Everything was tougher, and I said, you know what, I'm still going to go in there, I'm still going to squat. And I wanted to hit 270 for 5 on squats. And I went in there with all intentions to do so, and it just did not manifest. I was doing all right when I hit 135s. I'm like, cool, 185, okay, cool. Right when I put 205 on there, I was like, I'll just do 205 for a few reps, you know, maybe I just call it at 230 today. And anything over 200, right when I unracked the bar, my body was just like, this isn't happening, this isn't happening. And I said, are you sure it's not happening? Did one rep at like 205, and I was just like, oh my God, this is not happening. And my back was basically like, no, it's not happening. And I said, well, fuck. You know what, I need to be able to squat, I need to do something. So I had been doing Hatfield squats with a hip circle as a warm-up the last couple of weeks, and I really liked it. It felt like it was really engaging my glutes a lot more, and especially my glute medius and stuff like that, and minimus and all that. You know, just overall getting my hips to warm up a little bit better just by doing them that way, and reinforcing a slightly more upright posture. And with that in mind, I was like, you know what, let me do some Hatfield squats with the safety squat bar we've got laying around here. I don't really do them that much, so I should say I don't use the bar that much. So let me see what I can do with it. And so I did that, and it felt great. And I got the squats in, and you know, I could have just done like leg press and lunges essentially, which is, I did do that too, but I really need to get weight on my back again and start feeling heavier weight on my back again. And the Hatfield squat's a very good way to do that and reintroduce the weight back into my spine, essentially. Or just get used to that bracing again of heavier weight. And I think doing them that way is the go-to for the foreseeable future. And, you know, honestly, I'm not a power lifter, so there's no reason that I have to do, say, you know, traditional barbell squats. There's no rule that says I have to. You know, I'm a competitive strongman. I can say that now because I've competed in more than one comp and at an open weight class. So, I'm a competitive strongman. I don't need to squat only with a straight barbell. You know, there's no rule that says I can't use a safety squat bar and do Hatfield squats, you know? So for the foreseeable future, I'll be doing that because it doesn't hurt and it's a way for me to squat. So I'd rather be squatting than not. Wednesday off. Thursday was bench. Played it conservative. The weights weren't necessarily heavy, but nothing was feeling great. So I just worked up to 265 again and got my 5 that I missed last week. And I said, I'm going to call it there. And just work on good form with all the other reps that I did. And the 265 went better than, say, my 255 last week felt. So I call it a win, and I, you know, continue on. Next week we'll see what I've got in the tank. I'll probably do better next week with bench because everything's kind of cyclical. So I anticipate press being a little bit less enthusiastic next week, and I anticipate my bench to do a little bit better next week. But we'll see. You never know. I'm going to do some accessories tomorrow, so maybe that'll prep me to get 155 for 5, which would be just that'd be amazing if I could get 155 for 5. That would make me very excited to be able to do that on overhead. So we'll see how it goes. And then today I did deadlifts, worked up to a set of 5 at 270, pristine form, and then decided during my accessories I would superset singles at heavy deadlifts with pull-ups. So I did one single at 295 and then did 5 pull-ups. Another single at 295, 5 pull-ups, and then the bar got raised up to 305. I was sharing it with somebody else. And then I did 2 singles at 305, and then, did my pull-ups. And they looked good, and they felt good, so it felt really good to be pulling over 300 again. Could I have gone a little heavier on my set of 5 on the deadlift? For sure, probably, but, wanted to play it safe, and doing those singles definitely helped my confidence a lot more, and it's going to, overload a little more. Tomorrow I may do some RDLs or something, because I really wanted to work my posterior chain a little bit more on my legs. And that's sort of why I did those singles on the deadlift too, just to kind of get that movement, do a little, get a couple extra reps in there, never hurt anybody. And then tomorrow, like I said, I've got a very early day tomorrow, so we'll see what happens. I've got 1 superset of pressing accessories to do, probably going to do some dips and maybe like close grip or even, what I haven't done in a while, probably skull crushers or something, because I haven't done those in a very long time. So always want to kind of do slightly different things on accessories just to make sure I'm hitting it from every angle. And I don't have anything specific I'm working on with bench, where I'm failing at this particular point, because I'm not necessarily failing. I mean, yeah, I failed that set of 5, but that was just because I was gassed. It wasn't because, something super obvious was bad, like my lockout broke. It's just, just tired out. And that kind of goes for all the lifts right now. Deadlifts, where it's, I'm just probably going to do some posterior chain work, like RDLs or something like that. And just hitting different pressing work and pulling work and hitting it from all different angles. And that's about it. So remember, variety is the spice of life, especially on your warm-ups. I change my warm-ups 2 to 3 times a month for various exercises. I like to hit it from all kinds of different angles and kind of warm up the muscle groups in different ways. It's a good thing to do it. Variety is the spice of life, and if you disagree, then what's your excuse? No, that's not good. If you don't think variety is the spice of life, then what's your excuse?